And now, it's a pleasure to introduce our Galien partners, Dr. Whitney Snyder, Vice President, Science and Technology at Alexandria, and Mr. Michael Ariel Katz, CEO and co-founder of the H1 Company, a leader in equitable and efficient drug development. The mind power on display tonight is a wonderful sight to behold.
Good evening. My name is Dr. Whitney Snyder, and I'm a Vice President of Science and Technology at Alexandria Real Estate Equities and Alexandria Venture Investments. I'm humbled to be here tonight on behalf of Joel Marcus, Executive Chairman and founder of Alexandria. It's a tremendous honor to continue Alexandria's long-term support as Prix Galien Platinum sponsor, and to be here tonight as we celebrate the Prix Galien's 52nd year. Building upon this important relationship and shared commitment to improving human health and saving lives, we'd like to congratulate Joel on his appointment to the Prix Galien's esteemed awards jury. We've had the great privilege of not only sponsoring the Prix Galien Award ceremony since 2010, but also hosting the Galien Forum at the Alexandria Center for Life Sciences, which many of you attended earlier today. Our humblest thank you to Bruno Cohen, to your team, yes, thank you. And to your entire team for your commitment to the industry and for your extraordinary leadership. It was a day of provocative, critical, paradigm-shifting conversations. Thank you to the Prix Galien Awards Committee and to the Galien Forum co-chairs, Dr. Sue Desmond-Hellman and Dr. Michael Rosenblatt, my former Dean of Medical School, and for your tireless work to recognize and honor impactful innovation that benefits patients worldwide. And lastly, congratulations to the laureates, nominees, and participants, and a special thank you to Dr. Roy Vagelos for your legacy, your vision, dedication, industry leadership, and inspiration to innovate and to impact disease. And lastly, congratulations to this year's Pro Bono Humanum Award winner, Dr. Stanley Crook, for your amazing talk tonight and your impact, and for your decades of commitment to finding cures for underserved patients with ultra-rare diseases. At Alexandria, we're honored to be at the vanguard and the heart of the life science ecosystem, where we are the trusted partner to over 1,000 industry innovators, contributing to the betterment of human health and society. We're committed to advancing this industry by developing dynamic urban campuses and vibrant life science ecosystems that support the mission-critical work of this industry, by making strategic venture investments in the most promising early-stage companies, by catalyzing entrepreneurship in the life sciences, by curating thought leadership programs to help promote dialogue and collaboration and drive the industry forward, and by supporting groundbreaking scientific research through our robust corporate responsibility program. Alexandria has been the true pioneer in catalyzing, building, and growing the New York City life science ecosystem since we opened the Alexandria Center for Life Science in 2010. The campus was purpose-built to create a vibrant ecosystem, attract top-tier talent to New York, and bring together high-quality life science companies to translate scientific discoveries and accelerate biomedical innovation. And to conclude here, Alexandria is deeply committed to participating in endeavors that aim to better manage and cure disease and reduce the economic burden of disease on society. We are working to make a distinctive impact through our 8 social responsibility pillars to address some of today's most urgent and widespread societal challenges, such as disease and other threats to human health, hunger and food insecurity, opioid addiction, deficiencies in support services for the military, homelessness, and the rapidly growing mental health and suicide crisis. And today, during the forum, Alexandria's Chief of Science, Dr. Lynn Zajdowski, here with us this evening, led a timely and critical conversation on the state of mental health in America with Patrick J. Kennedy. And now more than ever, it is our responsibility to normalize the national dialogue on mental illness and increase access to care. And so to close, The life science industry is truly one of the most valuable and renowned aspects of our society, and the industry has demonstrated it can create radical positive change for our current population and for generations to come. We honor you tonight for your life-changing work that you do day in and day out. Thank you so much.
I've heard and learned a lot about medicine's innovation and the promise it holds for the millions who stand to benefit. I wrote a memoir about my own long, often lonely struggle to recover from stroke. The title I chose was The Beauty of Living Twice. Quite simply, I was lucky enough to get that rare second chance, a new start at life. My plea is that so many others, so many less fortunate, deserve that too. I just want to say, ultimately, it all comes down to access. Knock it off. Health for all is not just an opportunity. It should also be seen as a right. Great science is of no use unless the door to cures is opened wide. As Tony Fauci said earlier, all of us must commit. Can we do that? I hope it's part of our conversation at dinner tonight. I'd like to say, I am one of those people who likes to squeeze every last dollar out of everyone in every room I get into. So if you have $1 to spare, I've lived all over the world. I've lived, in fact, at the very, very beginning of the AIDS crisis, I was living in Africa. And that is how I ended up working with Tony Fauci on Dindi for rare diseases, because we didn't know what AIDS was when I was in the hospital in Africa. And I was having a miscarriage, but there was no room for me to be cared for because there were all of these people just pouring into the hospital. Women, children, babies, men, women. No one knew what was wrong, and people were so sick. And I was in a cot in the hallway because there was no time to deal with my small problem. What's happened over these last, it must be 40 years since then, as I've worked as a frontline AIDS activist and we've raised money around the world, is that I've squeezed every dime out of every room I've been in, because the one thing that I know is that it takes the partnership of individuals to help the medical community have the financial thrust that they need to find these vaccines and cures that we all depend on. We depend on you. So give up that pair of shoes you've been dreaming on, that dinner out you so casually go for, because the thing I learned lying in that hallway in Africa was that that doesn't really matter. So once again, thanks to our presenters, members of the Galien Awards Committee, distinguished guests, our humanitarian award recipient, Stanley Crook, and the many company recipients, these prestigious Golden Jubilee Awards, to the Galien Foundation, the staff, and the fine work it's doing to create the critical mass all we health givers need, a global community of innovators to improve the human condition. Thank you so much. Good night. See you at dinner.